Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full-time
MMA.
And one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, George St. Pierre, is making his prediction for Khabib versus McGregor. This is what he had to say. If I had to bet, if I had to put my house on it, the biggest one, he had to point out the biggest one because he's got multiple houses. He said, if I had to put one of my houses on it, the biggest one, I would have to choose Khabib over Conor. Khabib never lost. He never lost, and Conor's lost before. He's lost on the ground, he has a few losses, and he's lost on the ground. That's where Khabib is good. That's where Khabib is more competent. However, Khabib is sometimes a slow starter, and he gets punched a lot, like in the Michael Johnson fight. Yes, he didn't look good in the beginning of that fight, and it's hard sometimes to close distance. He had a problem to close the distance, but once he got you in the clinch, he's very good. So I believe chance the house goes in Khabib's favor. Maybe. Now this is a fight, and honestly, I think that's how a lot of us feel, you know what I'm saying? Especially, that's how I feel, you know? So I feel like George St. Pierre was kind of speaking for me in that, in a sense that I feel like, yeah, if Khabib can get his hands on Conor McGregor, it's going to be a rough night for Conor. But like GSP said, we saw some potential holes in Khabib's stand-up to where Conor McGregor could capitalize on those and finish the fight. He's got lethal stand-up. We all know about Conor McGregor's left. And on top of that, his cardio's got better, and Conor McGregor's done nothing but prove us wrong throughout his career. Whether we didn't think he'd beat Mendez on short notice, whether we didn't think he'd beat Aldo, whether you didn't think he'd beat Alvarez, whether you didn't think he would land a punch on Floyd Mayweather, he's continued to prove us wrong throughout his entire career. So to count Conor McGregor out would almost be silly at this point. So I like what George St. Pierre had to say. He's giving the edge to Khabib, and as of right now, I am too, but I don't know, man. It's really 50-50 for me, and by fight time, I might fuck around and flip the coin and be picking Conor McGregor. It's that close of a fight. I don't know what's going to happen. This is one of those fights that you almost don't want to make a prediction. You just want to sit back and enjoy as a fan. But hey, man, who knows? It's going to be a great fight, biggest fight in the UFC of all time. And potentially, George St. Pierre could be looking to face the winner of this fight. I mean, that would be the next biggest fight in UFC history. So George St. Pierre has talked about his next fight potentially being a legacy fight, going down to 155 pounds and fighting for that third belt. And he's already one of the biggest stars of the sport on top of that. So him fighting the winner of McGregor and Khabib would be a mega fight. If McGregor and Khabib is a super fight, the winner of that fight versus GSP is a mega fight. So that would be absolutely crazy. But if that doesn't happen, there's also talks of potentially George St. Pierre coming back in a fight versus Anderson Silva. Is it a little late? Yeah. Is it a fight we would all still love to see? Fuck yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. We're doing a live show every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you tune in tomorrow. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a new video, or some of the time that I upload a new video, because YouTube's notification bell is a player hater. But this is one of the hardest working independent MMA channels on YouTube. We provide daily updates, full fight card breakdowns and predictions. We make MMA fighter freestyles, and we've already interviewed pro fighters Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and Bruce Lushmedio in just a little over a year as an MMA channel. We're one of the fastest growing MMA channels on YouTube. So with that being said, if you're interested in more videos like this, check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo over at patreon.com. One of the things you can see while you're over there are some of the goals of the channel, and also more free videos like this, betting advice, and more. We just launched the Full-Time MMA store over on teespring.com, and we've got some limited edition gear in order to celebrate that. We've got some Day One Foop the Other Side shirts that are only available for a limited time. Also, you got leggings, phone cases, Don't Be a Bagel Biter coffee mugs, and more. With that being said, you can check the links out in the description if you want to check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo or the Full-Time MMA store on Teespring. I apologize about the long outro, but a closed mouth don't get fed, and if I don't plug myself, who will? So respect. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O double G.